Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves at 35. Why Kevin Costner said yes. 35 years. That's how long Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves has lived in our collective memory, and somehow it hasn't aged a day in the ways that count. Here's the thing about it. Some movies you remember because they're perfect. This one you remember because it's so completely of its moment that putting it on again feels like flipping open a time capsule from June 1991. And what a moment. Hollywood still bet on big swings back then. No cinematic universes to feed. No homework before the movie. You just needed a hero, a great villain, a score that knocked you flat, and, sure, an absurd number of arrows. The Robin Hood legend fit perfectly, and people turned out in droves. How Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves became a blockbuster hit. It was massive, one of 1991's biggest, and the film that pretty much sealed Kevin Costner as a global star right after his Dances with Wolves Oscar run. He plays Robin of Locksley, a crusader home from the Holy Land to a wrecked England and one very nasty sheriff of Nottingham. He's not alone, though. Morgan Freeman turns up as Azim, steady and sharp, watching Robin's back the whole way. The two of them rally a scrappy crew of outlaws out in Sherwood Forest and go to war with tyranny. Romance with Maid Marian? Check. Sword fights, narrow escapes, heroics cranked to 11? All there. Exactly how you wanted them as a kid. Listen to Kevin Costner explain what drew him to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Costner didn't want to just rerun an old yarn. Back in 1991, ahead of release, he talked about what actually pulled him in. The script grabbed names everyone already knew, Robin, Marian, the sheriff, and somehow made them feel brand new. He even name-checked the Untouchables as the comparison. Famous figures, familiar story, still felt fresh. Not that everybody bought it. Plenty of people, Costner remembered, flat out asked who needed another Robin Hood movie. Why Robin Hood? Prince of Thieves still works on its 35th anniversary. So why does it hold up? Not accuracy. Definitely not some spotless, technically immaculate edit. It works because it commits, fully, to being an epic and never once apologizes for it. The conviction is everywhere. The film swings for huge emotion and mostly lands it, and even the medium-sized skirmishes feel like they matter because the movie acts like they do. It believes in itself, and you end up believing right along with it. Most modern tentpoles seem a little embarrassed to be this sincere. This one never got the memo. That's the whole reason people keep coming back on this Robin Hood anniversary. Alan Rickman's Sheriff of Nottingham steals the movie. You can't really talk about the film without Alan Rickman. His Sheriff of Nottingham might be the best villain of the entire decade. Terrifying and absolutely hilarious, often in the same line reading. He hijacks practically every scene he's in. A lot of his sharpest bits were just Rickman riffing on set, and people still quote them word for word. Be honest, for a ton of viewers, the sheriff isn't the highlight of the movie. He's the reason they put on this Robin Hood adventure at all. The music became almost as famous as the movie. You can't skip the sound. Michael Kamen's score does enormous heavy lifting, all sweep and grandeur. And then Bryan Adams showed up with Everything I Do It For You. That song became the early 90s. #1 basically everywhere, and a frankly ridiculous 16 weeks straight atop the UK chart. For a stretch, it was bigger than the film it came from. Even now, those first few notes do something. Summer nights. Rented VHS tapes. A time when a movie theme song was an event unto itself. Sean Connery's surprise cameo remains a fan favorite. Oh, and the ending. You think it's wrapped, the credits practically rolling in your head, and Sean Connery just ambles in as King Richard. Maybe 10 seconds of screen time. Theaters lost it anyway. 35 years on, it's still the kind of moment fans grin about. Watch the original Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves trailer. Before you head back into Sherwood Forest, pull up the original trailer. It's the first taste audiences got of Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, Alan Rickman's Sheriff, and one of the loudest, biggest adventures 1991 had to offer. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves remains a nostalgic adventure classic. Maybe that's really all it is. In the end, a reminder that movies used to be made like this, and barely are anymore. Honestly, the film is romantic, funny, and dramatic all at once, and it isn't even slightly embarrassed about any of it. Naturally, it swings big every chance it gets, and that swing becomes the charm. 3.5 decades later, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves still feels like a summer night in front of the TV that you didn't want to end. Yet it outgrew being just a Robin Hood movie ages ago. Ultimately, it's a snapshot, proof that Hollywood adventures once wore their hearts right out on their sleeves, and we adored them for it. So catch it again, or finally catch it at all. Either way, it's on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, and digital. For old fans, That means one more ride through Sherwood. Meanwhile, newcomers get one of the defining blockbusters of the early 90s.